Hello everyone, welcome back to Case Models. My name is Greg and today we are going to be taking a look at a new product from Third Rail, their ALCo PAs in Santa Fe. So in this video I'll be going over my thoughts on the model, a little bit of background history, and then I'll be showing you going around the layout. So stick around. So to start off, let's go over a little bit of background history on the prototype. So the ALCo PA first debuted in 1946, with the Santa Fe immediately being pleased by the performance of the ALCo PA and ordering about 28 PAs and 16 PBs between September of 1946 and December of 1948. The PA would then go on to sell pretty well in the beginning, but eventually trail off once problems surrounding the ALCo 244 prime mover would crop up. On the Santa Fe, the PAs would have a pretty long service life while also being modified extensively throughout their lives. These would include like new antennas, new different grab irons, and lighting configurations that will be seen later on. The model that we have here is more representative of an as-delivered configuration. In 1967, Santa Fe would end up retiring their PAs, and some of them would go to the D&H in 1967. In 1974 to 1975, they would end up being rebuilt under the D&H as PA4s and equipped with later versions of ALCo's 251 prime mover. These would then be used in various excursions and other Amtrak special trains before they would end up being sold to NDM in 1978, where they would operate there until 1981. Now let's move on to the model. Third Rail delivered this engine in 2018, and now that I think of that, it's now been 4 years since this came out. Wow, I'm late with this review. Anyway, moving on. This model came out in both 2 and 3 rail, as with all other Third Rail releases. Throughout, it's got Rail Sounds 5 in it, as well as ERR's Cruise Commander system inside to work on TMCC. Throughout the model, we see LED lighting, including a working Mars light, headlight, the accessory number board on the roof, but on the number board on the side of the engine, which was a characteristic thing for Santa Fe engines, it is not lit. The Santa Fe engines also feature plating on the side as per prototype. As with all Third Rail engines, this engine is also equipped with a band drive, which comprises of a single motor in the center of the engine, which then goes down with a drive band through universal joints to the trucks. This allows for a full cab interior and a smoother drive. Alright, now that I've gone over the basics on the engine, I'm going to go over what the changes that I made and my experience with this engine. The changes that I made, the most apparent one, which you can see from the front, is I added in a different coupler. Now, since I don't intend on using this engine as a switcher of any sort, as I don't have a passenger terminal on this layout anymore, what I instead installed was a Protocraft brass coupler, just because I think it looks better than the regular KD, and I know I'm never going to use the front coupler on this engine for anything. On the rear of the B unit, I added a KD coupler to work with the rest of my equipment. Now, on modern Third Rail releases, most Third Rail releases of all time really, will have mounts where you can add in their own KD mounts. You can get their KD mounts directly from Third Rail. In between the A and the B unit, I left the knuckle couplers alone. Now, I'm fairly happy with how far apart the A and the B unit are from the factory, but I'm thinking of maybe putting in a drawbar. On F units, I've been putting KDs, short box KDs between the A's and B units to get them closely coupled, and on the E units I've been using drawbars. But the gap on this isn't too bad. I may revisit this and put in a drawbar, but for right now I'm just going to leave it as is. In the time between me getting this engine and filming this review, I've probably put, I'd say, about 6 to 8 hours of runtime on it, so it's broken in now, and I can give it a very much more fair review than other engines that I've reviewed in the past. Now, just like every other Third Rail engine, I really haven't had a single problem with the driving characteristics of this engine. The band drive is a very solid system, and I really like it. It's very, very simple, and I love the full interior of the cabs. I've been using this these engines mainly just to pull the 1955 Super Chief that Golden Gate Depot came out with a while ago, as well as the 1938 Chief that came out recently. I did a review on that set. I'll put a link to that in the upper right corner now. And overall, these engines, I haven't had a single issue with them. The sounds are great. This is one of the few third rail engines where the sound file on it is actually for an ALCo PA, which I do really like, as opposed to other engines where they're forced to compromise just because of what sounds they're allowed to use through RailSounds 5, what they can get from Lionel. Now I can't necessarily blame Third Rail for this. They're working with what they're allowed to have, which is unfortunate. And I hope to see a change with that in the future from Lionel, where they'll let ERR license out different sound sets. The only qualm I have with this engine would probably be the lighting. The lighting is just a little too white in my opinion for this application. While it's a nice bright headlight, Mars light, and other lighting, the problem with it is in this era I don't think it would have been this color. It wouldn't have been a cool white like this. It would have been a warm white, similar to an incandescent light bulb. I've seen other people take out these LEDs and place incandescent bulbs or warm white LEDs in their place, and it does help the look of the model a lot better. But I hope to see that more from the factory. But really, that's my only qualm with this engine. I really like this engine, and I give it high marks all around. Alright, that's enough of me rambling on about this engine. Now let's just move into running it around the layout. Alright, so that about wraps it up for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Feel free to like and comment below. Make sure to subscribe to see more videos from me from the future. I'll be doing more reviews of projects, and hopefully I'll be able to get those to you soon. So once again, thank you for watching, and I hope to see you guys in the next one.